Hi everybody, it's Marty, and usually I'm here to show off vinyl for the vinyl community, talk about music, that kind of thing. But I've always wanted to do like a video that shows off my sci-fi movie collection, and specifically the things from the 50s and 60s, from the golden age of science fiction movies. They were pretty cheesy back in those days because they didn't have much in the way of special effects, and a lot of times they didn't have much in the way of a budget, but some of them were higher budget, and they filmed them in CinemaScope or they filmed them in Technicolor, and those were really great. But a lot of them were done in black and white, and they were full screen. I just want to show you some of the things that I've got in my collection, and I'm going to start with the granddaddy of all the monster movies, Godzilla. And this is just a recent release by Criterion. They went back and they got the original Japanese version and they remastered it, and it's a 2-disc set. They also put the American version with Raymond Burr on it, and they did a really nice job. And it wasn't until I actually saw the Japanese version for the first time that I realized just how good this movie was. I mean, yeah, it's not Ben-Hur, Gone with the Wind. It's Godzilla, but it's pretty darn good. They do really nice packaging. So there's the big guy himself. He was the king of destroying buildings. And the early movie, the very first one, this one here, Godzilla was not like a cartoon character like he was in later films. He was quite serious. You didn't see as much of him, and he was kind of like, Jaws. He was just the killer creature without a conscience, without a soul. Then I have Gorgo, which is the British answer to Godzilla. This one, unlike Godzilla, which was in black and white, this one's in Technicolor. It's not a great print, but it's a great movie. And some people think it's kind of cheesy to kind of copy Godzilla, but I think this is every bit as good. It has great acting, has a pretty darn good script, and of course Gorgo is the baby, and as we all know, when you capture a baby creature and then put it in a zoo, the mama's going to come looking for it. And the mama was about 30 times the size of the baby, so it creates a little problem. Next we have This Island Earth, which I just watched recently. And This Island Earth stars Rex Reason and a woman named Demerrick, and also Jeff Morrow, Faith Demerrick. And Jeff Morrow is an alien, which is something to see. The alien on the back here is only featured in the last 10 minutes of the film, so they always put them on the cover though because they're pretty cool. This movie is kind of split into 2 parts. The first part is about some Earth scientists being recruited by aliens, and then the second half is when they're taken to the alien planet, what happens to them and why they're recruited. Yeah, this one did have great graphic. Yeah, it's pretty good graphic on the side. Next, Day the Earth Stood Still. Everyone's probably seen this one. And everyone knows, of course, the famous Ringo Starr cover with Gort. Not too much to say about this one because it's so well known, but I know that Michael Rennie was chosen because he was a fairly unknown English actor, and they were looking for somebody with a real unique look, and Michael Rennie had that look. Plus he wasn't well known to American audiences, so it gave him kind of like an advantage to playing an alien. This is a twofer type thing. Double feature with The Monster Challenged the World and It, The Terror from Beyond Space. It, The Terror from Beyond Space is actually the precursor to Alien and Aliens and the whole 4-film thing. It's about people land on another planet, and when they take off, there's an alien aboard their spaceship, which for no real reason and wants to kill all of them. He just wants to hijack the spaceship. I don't know. It's a great one though, and it is the precursor. It's they're trying to. It's trapped down below, and they're trying to get rid of it. And it's almost indestructible. This one is Jason and the Argonauts, and this was a higher budget, and it features stop action of Ray Harryhausen. And for those who have seen it, it's got one of the best stop action sequences of all time, in which Jason and some of his crew have to battle a half-dozen skeleton warriors with knives, with swords and shields, and the whole thing, I understand it took months to work out the choreography in the battle scene, because the skeletons, of course, are probably only about 8 inches high. It's pretty awesome. I have 2 prints of Forbidden Planet, which had Leslie Nielsen before he became a comic in a way. Walter Pidgeon and Francis, who just lights up the screen. Walter Pidgeon has a very unusual role. That's Robbie the Robot, by the way. Became very famous. And this early print was okay, but fairly low quality. So they did a digital remaster of it, and here it is on digital remastering, and it's gorgeous. It's in CinemaScope widescreen. Before I got copies of this, I always thought it was a full screen movie, and there were giant parts of it missing. Could never figure it out. But it is CinemaScope is very wide, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Owe yourself a favor and get a copy of that. When Worlds Collide, which is from 1951, and it's a really unusual story. It's the first movie that I can determine that came out about people grappling with the idea that an asteroid was going to hit Earth and demolish it. And in this one, some private scientists, companies band together to try to save a crew of humans. Maybe, I forget how many, maybe 60 or 80 humans are going to go on board this spaceship that they're building. It's going to travel to another planet and hopefully repopulate the human species, because the asteroid that's coming is just going to destroy the planet. You can actually see the planet get destroyed, so I think that's worth getting just for that. This one came a little later. This is one of those movies that was right on the brink. It was right between the cheesy late 50s, early 60s science fiction and the more sophisticated science fiction that came along after Space Odyssey 2001. It says Planet of the Vampires. It's kind of a zombie movie in the sense that that alien presence is taking over the bodies, the humans, and it kills a few, and it actually resurrects them to come after the rest. It is kind of a chilling story. There is some stuff in there that's truly, if you were 12 years old, it would give you nightmares. That's a really good one. I only found that as a used copy because I think it's out of print. Here's another Ray Harryhausen one. This one's black and white, and it's Earth versus the Flying Saucers, and it features a sequence in which the flying saucers fly over Washington and crash through the Washington Monument, totally destroying it. Of course, all they had to do really was wait for lightning to hit it. But this is a real good one too. I like this one a lot. But I'm going to stop here at 10 because I know these videos can get really long really fast. I'm going to do, if this one comes out good and at least 25 views, I'll do a couple of batches of other 10s. Okay, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Peace, and stay humble, my friends.